Police in Muskegon Township are investigating a murder that shook up a quiet neighborhood. A neighbor was the first to call 911 early this morning. Fox 17's Katie Hargett was on the scene. She is here now with the details on this.
Yeah, Michelle, police aren't saying much about this case right now, and they aren't releasing the name of the victim because the family hasn't been notified yet. They also won't tell us how the 71-year-old was killed. But here's what we did learn from neighbors today. Several people say they knew the man only as Denny, and that he was always willing to help. In fact, that willingness to help was why neighbors decided to call police. A woman living next to the home went to borrow a snowblower. That's when she noticed a broken window and an open door. After calling the victim's name several times with no response, she called police.
When we first moved here, he introduced himself, and we just been talking back and forth. My husband and him would do things for each other and borrow things from each other, and really good guy.
Danny was a great guy. He was really friendly. He was, somebody that you would think, well, he wouldn't hurt anything or anyone. So, yeah, he was a nice guy. I never went into his home. He didn't invite me in that way. He told me a little bit about his family.
Michigan State Police are assisting Muskegon Township Police in this investigation. Of course, if you have any information, police ask you to call Silent Observer. That number is 231-722-7463.
All right, Katie, thanks for that. And this is a murder case that's grabbed a lot of attention in the last couple of weeks. 81-year-old Casey Wybenga, a man known for his work to help the homeless, was found dead in a motel room. Today, the Walker Police Department announced Matthew Brunn is being charged with open murder in connection with his death. Police say Brunn confessed to strangling the 81-year-old. Brunn was formally arraigned in Walker District Court this morning.
This was not an easy one. I mean, it's pretty easy when it's, shotgun wound or a stabbing. This one was not an easy case. It was not something that we walked in, yep, that's what it is. And I have to give kudos to our entire investigative staff, officers who responded. If they had not had their due diligence, we wouldn't even be able to stand here right now.
Police say after the murder, Brunn fled to the east side of the state where he was arrested early Saturday morning. Big developments today in that massive manhunt in Paris. Today, the two remaining suspects in the deadly terror attack on French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo were killed following a standoff with police. And a separate standoff also killed another terrorist connected to the two brothers. There is one woman, though, still on the run tonight. Salman Sarvati has the latest.
The manhunt's violent to end. Both suspects in the Charlie Hebdo massacre shot to death today by police. This morning, the brothers had taken a hostage locked in a standoff with police in this printing business northeast of Paris. Police exchanged gunfire with the brothers, killing them both. The hostage survived the ordeal. Meanwhile, in another operation, a near simultaneous offensive at a second siege. Here at a kosher market in eastern Paris, the suspect of Thursday's shooting of a policewoman held numerous hostages. The hostage taker was thought to have a female accomplice with him. They demanded the release of the brothers. An exchange of heavy gunfire with police led to the killing of the male suspect and 4 hostages. At least 10 hostages fled for safety. Amid the chaos, the female suspect is thought to have escaped with them.
France has not finished with this threat, and so I want to call on you for vigilance, unity, and mobilization.
A Western intelligence official says the 3 men killed today were close associates, and police confirmed they were connected, all part of the same jihadist group, which as late as 2011 sent the older brother to Yemen to train with al-Qaeda. In Knoxville today, President Obama says the U.S. stands with France.
We stand for freedom and hope and the dignity of all human beings.
In Washington, I'm Salman Sarvati.
Here's a live look over Grand Rapids right now. Not much snow coming down, but still bad driving conditions out there. Definitely take it easy as you head home tonight. And Chief Meteorologist Joe Kopacek is here now. So those roads really are bad today. It's just so cold and still blowing and it's just a mess.
Yeah, it's hard to get the snow off, even though a lot of it's compacted down, a little bit of ice there.
Yeah.
It's still windy out there. It's still blowing around. So the roads aren't much better than they were last night.
Right.
You just have to slow down.
Yes.
For sure. Take a look. River House Tower Cam. Again, we've been in and out of these snow showers, snow squalls today. And what makes them more dangerous is just because they're intermittent, they're coming and going, you're driving along, it's pretty good, and then all of a sudden visibility can get below a half mile down to near zero in a matter of seconds. I think the general trend tonight will be for those snow showers to diminish. The cold air is not, at least for the next day or two. Right now we're at 8 degrees here in Grand Rapids, 8 at Ludington. Statewide, it's cold, 1 at Marquette. To the west of us, it's cold again. Temperatures in the single numbers. Some spots still below zero, and it is still windy out there. So we are dealing with some pretty brutal wind chills. Feels like 10 below in Grand Rapids, 8 below at Ludington, and off to the west of us, wind chills running anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below zero, and pretty much the same story in the UP. So another cold night, another windy night. Pretty much the same on Saturday, although the snow showers, the trend will be for those snow showers to diminish pretty quickly this evening. Now, we still have this west-northwesterly flow. That's why we've been getting the snow showers for much of the day. We had numerous reports of snowfall, some of these from earlier today, but some pretty amazing snowfall amounts. Now, this one came in at 8:30, so no doubt we have added to the total, but 11.5 inches in Hudsonville, Ottawa County. As we head to the south, again, some pretty good snowfall totals. Closer near the lake, this one was 10 inches. In Allegan, and then further south yet as we headed away from the lake a little bit, and then further south Hopkins had 8 inches, and then down running along I94, actually well south of I94, it starts to drop off just a little bit. This was Coldwater School. That one had 3 inches in Branch County, so it get further south they were lighter. But again, it just depends upon where you were. Future track, here comes about midnight tonight. You can see we're still in this northwesterly band, but the size, the intensity of the snow showers diminishing just a bit. By tomorrow morning, there may be a few around, but too light to be detected by the computer model. And then as we get into the afternoon, I think everything will just pretty much shut off. Maybe a couple of flurries. Tomorrow night into Saturday morning, we're looking for a little band of snow. This is not going to be a big deal, but coming in from Grand Rapids northward, still something that we're going to have to deal with as we go into Saturday morning. Fox 7-day forecast again for your Saturday. Scattered lake effect snow showers, not as heavy as today. It'll still be cold, 14. We hit 25 on Sunday with some flurries. 23 on Monday, 19 on Tuesday, and then we start warmer temps relatively. Mid to upper 20s for Thursday and Friday, a chance of light snow. But right now, no big storms in the 7-day forecast. Michelle?
All right, thanks, Joe. And back to the fiery scene involving between 120 and 170 vehicles, according to Michigan State Police. Joining me on the phone tonight, Kalamazoo County Sheriff Richard Fuller. Thanks so much for being with us tonight,
I appreciate
Sheriff.
you having that there if I'm able to.
Sheriff, are you able to hear me tonight?
I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, great. Well, thanks so much. I mean, obviously, you're very busy. We want to talk about when this whole thing started about 9:30 this morning. I'm not sure if you heard, but our meteorologist was talking about how there was a possible snow squall in that area. And that would make sense because, as you say, it was on both sides of the highway.
Oh, yes. Both sides of the highway were covered. In talking to some of the witnesses, that there was a squall coming through, a high wind, and low visibility.
And let's talk about speed. I mean, I know we say that time and time again to slow down, but when it comes to something like this, really there's nothing that they could do, at least the first cars.
Right. You know, when you come across something in the dark, basically is what it is. Boom, there's something in front of you. There's not a lot you're going to be able to do. That's why we talk about using caution at all times on the snowy roads and the icy roads. Stay at a safe enough speed that you can take your foot off the gas, and hopefully your car will slow down. But in today's conditions, that wouldn't have been a lot of help.
Yeah, let's talk about the cleanup now, because you still have hours to go. Where do you stand right now?
Right now, we're thinking at least another 14 hours. We've had to increase that due to the length of time we've had to use to put the fire out. We still have fires on scene. There's hot spots that we're trying to get out, and before we even start doing the investigation.
And what about victims? Are there people still in their cars, or has everyone been moved?
No, what we've been doing all morning long is working with both the Battle Creek and the Kalamazoo busing systems, the American Red Cross, the emergency management, and we've been moving people off the highway with the assistance of law enforcement and fire agencies.
Well, you guys are doing a great job, Sheriff Fuller. Thanks so much. Really appreciate you taking time today.
Thank you.
All right, coming up after the break, an up-to-date look at the Fox 17 forecast, including live views around West Michigan and what other states around the U.S. are seeing as the Midwest gets hit with more snow. Coming up.